Good day, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And boy, have I got something special for you. First off, I want to congratulate our friend Ashley for being a guest on a new podcast that has been going on. And that is with Christy Hall and Marion LaSalle. And that is Drought Proof Your Retirement podcast, and that is on improving your prospects for having a healthy retirement when it's time for you to retire. And I would encourage you to search out that podcast on your Spotify app, and I will link it into the description of this video. In fact, yeah, I'll have to go back and edit that, but I definitely want to link to that podcast and to their YouTube channel as well, so you can check that out. But in the meanwhile, check it out on iTunes and on Spotify. Drought Proof Your Retirement podcast, and you'll have to add podcast to it. You might have to actually add Christy Hall because right now it's not propagated. It's a brand new podcast, so it's not showing up so much in search. So you can help out a lot by looking up Christy Hall or Marion LaSalle in the search terms that you use when you are looking for it in iTunes or Apple Music or in Spotify. Anyway, today, my topic is going to be making your podcast sound awesome. This can be making your video podcast sound awesome. Oftentimes, we don't do our podcasts live, but sometimes we do. And sometimes we do it pre-recorded. So there's a number of things that I'm going to show you in this video that will help you out in all those respects. And also, if you're doing it in post and then putting up on Spotify, which is what I do with my podcast, I'm going to kind of show you how that workflow goes and how you can use free applications in post to take your material kind of to the next level. Now, mind you, one thing that I would highly recommend is that you have a good microphone to start out with. If you're going to do it in a podcast format, one thing that is really, really needed in the podcast realm is good quality audio, because the focus is always on the conversation. The focus is always on the dialogue. It's not on the visuals so much, and sometimes not at all, but it's always focused on the conversation. So your microphone matters a lot. Doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money, but sometimes your headphones that you're using with your phone might not be the best. The cool thing about this particular presentation that I'm going to show you is we're going to take something that is needing improvement. Okay, we'll say that. We're going to take something that is needing improvement, and we can show how we can make a difference with not the best circumstances to taking it to a really, really good quality, or at least a lot better quality. But we're also going to show why making the simple adjustment of the right choice with your microphone is going to make the biggest difference, the biggest single difference in the quality of your podcast, the quality of the finished product. It's always going to be dependent to some degree on the source material. Now, mind you, you can, if you're in the habit of making videos and stuff, you can get yourself a podcast mic. This right here, to be honest, this is, I can't believe that just got hooked up. This is, I think I just lost my video, didn't I? Let's reactivate that. Oh, well, I see that I am an icon now. Okay, I guess that's what it's going to be. Let me see if I can get my video back over here. Video. There we go. Hey, look at that. We're back. Okay. So you can use a podcast mic like this one here. And let me bring up my video here. And this is honestly, this is like a $25 microphone setup, complete with the pop filter. And that's a USB mic, and you can get this on Amazon. And I will add a link in post to this microphone setup. But this is seriously, it's a cheap microphone setup that you can get with the little shock mount, and the quality of it is pretty good. Um, and we used to use these in a radio station, so it is something that you can use. And then this microphone that I use all the time, while it may not be, the most attractive thing to have on camera all the time, it's also cheap. It's like $30. And the quality of it, the source quality in these live videos, I'm not doing any post treatment to the processing on this. And right now I got my furnace going and it's blowing right over there. And really, you don't hear a whole lot of background noise going on. So there's no post processing going on. So the source material on this is pretty good. It's not top of the line, but it's pretty good and it's helpful. So just having the source material be a little better helps you out a lot. But I'm going to show you how you can take even something that needs a lot of improvement and make it a lot better, and some common practices that will help you to improve every single time you do it. Some practices that you can get into with when you're talking, and especially if you're doing a joint podcast like the one that we're going to use in this example, learning how to not talk over the top of each other and learning to not talk over the music. If you're going to do this processing in post, then not talking over the music helps, and not talking over each other helps out a lot. That's something that takes practice. That's something that comes with time. I've been doing these live streams that we turn into podcasts now for the last 3 years. And it's just been an evolving process, learning how to pronounce things and learning how to talk in such a way to where we give room for each other to talk. So this will help you in your ability to process it in post. Is if you're not talking over the top of each other, that allows you to produce each person's vocal individually. And if you have to make edits, it's easier to edit each person individually. It's not saying that there can't be any over crosstalk, but you'll see some examples that I'll show you in this video of what happens when you do post processing and people are talking on top of each other. So, and I know that that sounds like it's not very conversational, but it is something that we try to do in radio broadcasting, where we try to give space and not talk over the top of each other, just in case we want to go back and edit back the footage. So let's get started. So right here, we have this video, and I'm going to show you this, and hopefully you will have my sound in
centered
here.
She is
Yeah, we have a sound.
Everything that.
So let me start from the top here. We have some music.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our wonderful podcast, How to Drought Proof Your Retirement. And we love to talk about.
And we love the energy that's going on in all of these speakers. Honestly, the energy is fantastic in all three of these when they're talking. And one thing that we can do when we're doing a video podcast is we can take time to look right at the camera. That helps out a lot, the video podcast part, because there are some viewers that are only going to watch it on YouTube. So you can't get around that. So try to be talking to the camera. It also makes it seem as though you're talking to the other person that is on the conference with you as well. So being laser focused on that dot right there where the camera is helps out quite a bit. This helps out in all your videos, but especially in the type of talk to camera kind of videos where you're really engaging And that is something that we do in video podcasts. And we're going to edit this in post. Now, you saw that right at the very beginning of this video, there's this music, and then Christy opens up.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. This
And there's
is
some talking over the music. So that is a part where we're going to have an obstacle, and I'll show you where that's going to come in just a little while, because she talked over the music, and since we're taking this in post, they're not recorded as separate channels. We're going to take this all in post. It would have been a better scenario had she waited for the music to completely fade out and then go ahead and start talking, right? So that's something that we can get practiced at. That's something that will help our post processing, the stuff that we do in post before we upload our podcast to an audio platform, an audio only platform. So that's just one little thing. And I'll show you how we're going to get around that. Okay.
wonderful podcast, How to Drought Proof Your Retirement.
And you have the different speakers. I think they're all.
I might need you to come help me bury a body. Okay, get back to it. I'm sorry.
I think they're all using just laptop microphones. So I think Christy's using a set of headphones, but I don't think she's using the microphone that's on there. I think they're all using laptop. So you get a lot of ambient room noise. You may be able to reduce the noise level, but you won't be able to get away from the sound that they're talking from far away from the microphone by using your laptop microphone. It's going to sound like it's in a room somewhere. And so to avoid that, you want to get the microphone as close as possible. So if you're talking on a podcast mic, you bring that thing. We did this again. We cut out our video. Hang on a second. Here it comes. Okay. If you're talking on a podcast microphone, you want to be talking right up next to the podcast microphone, because then you'll get that nice, solid, warm, close-up feeling. And that's what you're typically listening to when you listen to DJs on the radio. They're right up next to that microphone talking to it. So, and mind you, I'm talking to this, but if I can take this and move it down here, and suddenly I'm blowing out this microphone. So I need to keep it up here where it's not going to pop, but it's still very close to me. The P's and the airflow from my mouth are not going to go over the top of it. We can make the source material sound a lot better just before we get to the post. Now, I'm done talking about that part, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do to improve the quality of it. And I see that there's some chat over here. Let me go check that out. I see Peter is here. Good day, Peter. Peter says, "Hey, Bryce, you sound great." Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I like this microphone. Pretty cheap. I think it was like $30. I'm going to add the link in post later on, so that you can see what this microphone is. Super cheap, super simple. We use 3 of these for my podcast that I do regularly. So all 3 people are using the same microphone, and everybody sounds the same, especially when we're done processing it. And I'm going to show you what that processing looks like right about now. So what we're going to do is, I've already got this file, this YouTube video downloaded. Okay. And we're going to use Audacity to edit it. It is a free digital audio workstation. And so I encourage you to go to audacityteam.org. The link is already in the description of this video. And I see that Bill Fever is joining us. Good day, Bill Fever. Thank you for joining us. It's great to see you here. So we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And hopefully that will help us out some. And let me put this up here, because I did not put it up here before. How to make your podcast sound awesome. That's what this video is all about. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use Audacity to pull out the section of audio that we're going to use. And then we're also going to use Adobe's free AI podcast enhancement tool. And this allows you to upload up to 30 minutes duration file. They can be up to 500 megabytes in size. And you have a 1 hour total daily limit. Now, mind you, this particular video podcast is just barely over 30 minutes. And so we are going to do some tasks to make that happen, to make it all fit into the space that we need it to be in. So watch this. We're going to take this file and we're going to download it. And I've already done that. And I have this folder that I've made, and it's an MP4, right? So we need to take and convert it into an MP3 so that it will be small enough, because it's huge. We're going to make it completely into an MP3, and I'm going to show you how you do that, okay? So we're going to convert it in just a few seconds right into an MP3 without really launching any big applications. So I'm going to copy this whole file name here. We need that file name. And then I'm going to use a command line tool, which if you don't already have it, let's pull up the Microsoft Store here. I don't have it on my thing. Let's pull up the Microsoft Store. And I'm not sure how this works on the Mac, but I know that the command line format is relatively the same if you're using this on a Mac. And this process, I wouldn't try to even venture to do this on some kind of tablet. So if you type in ffmpeg, do we have it here? Nope. I'm going to have to look up the application for ffmpeg, but there's an installer that will put the whole thing on your system, and then it becomes part of your native path. So you can either do that, or you can make ffmpeg be in the same folder as your file. You can download ffmpeg. It's open source. It's totally free. You can download it and drop it in the same folder, or you can use the installer that comes from the source website and install it into your system, and it becomes part of your path. And then you restart your computer, it becomes part of your path. I use this every single day because I take my video podcasts every single day directly off of Zoom, download them and split them off into MP3s and upload that MP3 to the AI enhancer tool. And I'll show you what that's going to do in just a minute. But first, we're going to convert this into an MP3. And I have a special tool that I made a video on this using Type It In. And this special tool basically allows me to set up buttons in here where they do a series of commands, or they do a series of typing tasks that are repetitive. So this is something I don't want to type in this stuff every single time or try to figure out what the command line is. So I'm going to have this thing automatically launch. I've got a command set up to automatically launch the shell and then type in the actual command. And now, because I want to show this to you in glorious zoomed in living color, it is this C:/FFmpeg x64, because that's the version that I'm using, -I, and then it's going to be your first file name. And I will copy this into the description. So check back later and I will add this into the description. But the whole file name of the MP4 in quotes, and then the whole file name again in quotes with MP3 on the end of it. Watch this. And since I've already got this file in here, I'm going to tell it to overwrite, and watch how fast it does it. This is a 30-minute file. You see this timer going off, okay? I love this. It just takes a few seconds and it's done, okay? And now we've got our MP3 file right here, which it's actually in another folder where I actually processed it. But I've already done this through the magic of television. I've got a lot of these files already in order, okay? And then all you have to do is take this file, and once you're into Adobe's thing and logged in, you can drag and drop that file right onto this window, and then it will, through the magic of television, once again, I've got that audio right here, and I've already downloaded it as well, and it's going to download as a WAV file. But I want you to hear this, okay? This is the difference. So we're going to turn off the audio enhancement, and we can hear the original podcast, the original video podcast. Oops. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. Well, we can do this, okay? Because it took a while, because I took some time to set this up. All right, we're going to go back over here, and we're going to listen to this again, okay?
Everything that I wish I could be. She dances on TikTok, and I just...
Okay, so we heard that, right? So through the magic of television, once again, we've got the enhanced version here.
Not just doing coloring books. It's I've created so many different business, even if I didn't release them to the world, I was creating little business ideas behind the scenes. And that's the funnel builder tool that I call it my digital Swiss.
Do you hear how that's
fully understand.
Totally different now? Let me get back to where we had, let's go to the top. So we got the top of the thing with the music. This is after enhancement, okay?
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our wonderful podcast, How to Drought Proof Your Retirement. And we love to talk about affiliate marketing. We love to talk about all things that can get you to the retirement.
Okay, let's take and get a listen to the top of this program right when it first starts out. Of course, you have that music coming in.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
So you hear how you can hear the room. You can hear the space in the room, right? And then you come over here and you listen to it in post. It's already eliminated the music.
Hello,
for the most part.
everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our wonderful podcast, How to Drought Proof Your Retirement. And we love to talk about affiliate marketing.
Do you see how much cleaner that sounds? Now, it does sound processed. It does sound like there's digital processing that's happening. And again, a lot of that can be eliminated by having this source material have a higher quality mic or a better microphone, or at least closer up. Like if you were going to record on your laptop microphone for a podcast, you would want to be your face right here next to your laptop, which would be hilarious, but still not the best case scenario, right? But we're going to use this, and we have this original audio here, right? So we have the original music going on in here. And then right here,
Hello, everyone.
she starts talking, right?
Hello, everyone.
Right? And then at the end of it, we have Minister Christian's awesome song right at the very end as they close up the show.
Let's say goodbye. Let's say goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much, Ash.
Okay, now we're going to go back over that. You hear how they're talking over each other. Remember, I mentioned that earlier.
For now.
How do you make dreams come?
So we would probably start right there, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the other window. Let's go back over to the other window. And we're going to take this whole thing, Control A to select all, and Control C to copy it. All right. And now we're going to go back over to this other copy of it that we have. Okay. And we're going to start right here where this end section is. Right there. And we're going to go all the way to the beginning. Actually, I think we can just, no, we can't hit home. Got to go all the way to the beginning. Let's see if we can zoom out. Nope. We got to go all the way. I could have done this better. Here. All right, now we're back at the beginning of it, right? And we're going to zoom in all the way at the top, right? Oops, doggone it. That's tricky. Okay, so we're going to pick it up right here and go all the way out here. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that on the screen anymore.
Whatever, right? We said, no, we're gonna do it today. So thank you for joining us. Go get your book, and let's say goodbye,
Let's
everybody.
go right here.
Bye. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you guys for
you.
watching. We love you.
All right, so we selected
Bye, everyone.
everything in between.
Bye for now.
All right. We're going to stop that, and then we're going to paste. We just Control V because we already copied from the other file, and now we're going to Control V. Uh-oh, it's still trying to do this. I think I just did something. I think we did it. Okay, yeah. Control V. You notice how the volume of this file has kind of leveled out? It's a lot more level than it was before. So now if we listen to it, we still have our intro music. And then right toward the end where she comes in to talk.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
And there's Christy.
This is our wonderful podcast.
Doing all the things, kissing the butts, unfortunately.
And there's Ashley.
Just be consistent.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm glad you mentioned that because sometimes,
there's
when you
Marion.
talk to people, you don't know what sticks and what makes them feel confident about moving forward.
They sound awesome, right? Don't they sound great? I'm telling you, this is a game changer, right? And then right at the end of the show,
We said, no, we're gonna do it today. So thank you for joining us. Go get your
all right, so this is where you're going to hear where they kind of talk over the top of each other. And you'll see what the AI does with multiple voices when they're talking over the top of each other. So take a listen.
We said, no, we're gonna do it today. So thank you for joining us. Go get your book, and let's say goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you guys for watching. Love you. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.
So it's not too bad in some cases. There's other cases where I think it's right here.
And start bringing it locally because I think so many more.
Let's see where it's at.
Where do you see your business in the future?
So I've thought
What happens is the AI tries to understand and predict the words that you're saying, and then it tries to shape the words based on what it thinks
That against you.
who's talking. So here's a great example of in the middle of the podcast where there's some talking that happens between all three people.
And they go, you that against you.
be happier. So everybody contributing.
In those cases, a lot of times it will make gibberish words out of some of your talking. So you want to try to get into a practice of not talking over the top of each other. And then what you can do, it's possible with FFmpeg to reinsert the audio back into the video if you wanted to do that. But one of the things that I had to do to be able to upload this video sound into the AI was I actually had to cut it down even further. So we have 32 minutes, right? I'm going to cut off this all the way out to the end. We'll cut off Minister Christian's song. We're going to undo that later, but we're going to take that and we have this down to, what do we have it down to? We have it down to 30 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to stretch that, the whole thing. We're going to do Control A and select the whole thing. And we're going to go pitch and tempo. Watch this. Change speed. Now, we could try to guess by guessing the percentage that we want to stretch it, or we can just simply type it into here. So the new length is going to be 29 minutes and 58 seconds or 59 seconds, whatever. We want to get it down underneath 30 minutes because Adobe's AI will only do up to 30 minutes. So as a result, we want to get it down just below 30 minutes so that it fits into the AI, because it has a 30-minute limit unless you buy the premium version. Okay. Anyway, that's a way that you can do it, and you can tell that the audio is not diminished at all in its quality by shortening it up and making it go a little faster. It's only 20 seconds faster for the whole half-hour podcast. And then we're just going to paste that right back in between the two pieces of music so that it's like it never happened. Anyway, this is a great way to improve the quality of your podcast audio quality before you get it uploaded to the audio only platforms like iTunes and to Spotify, which Spotify is the platform that I launch my stuff out of. So they really want your audio quality to be up there for the retention of listeners, because listeners that are listening to your podcast over and over, they can become fatigued by lower audio quality. So everything that you can do within your power and in your budget, we should do to make sure that the podcast audio quality is up there. Now, mind you, the podcast that I do and the podcast that I used here as an example are both remote recordings. So we have participants in the conference that are in different places altogether. So they're doing it all online. So there's going to be some diminished audio quality from that live streaming between them if they're not recording on like individual pocket recorders in their own place of residence. But we're doing the best that we can, and I think it's pretty good. And I think that the end quality of what we did was pretty fantastic. So if you listen once again to that, let me pull that up over here. Oh, wait, I want to pull up the enhanced one. There it is. Nope, that's not the one. That's the enhanced one.
Coaching, you can do webinars, you can do a membership program, you can sell your out. I think that covers all office literally in
for quite a few months now, and her
It's considerably
personality.
better than listening to the sound of the room and the echo in the room. It gets rid of that room space, and it kind of makes it sound like your microphone is right up next to you. I kind of love that. There is some digital processing sound that comes out of it, but some of that can be eliminated just by having the source material closer to that already. So if you can improve the quality going in first before it gets to this, and this step really only takes a couple of seconds. Me demonstrating it and talking to you about it made it take a lot longer than it normally does take. It usually just takes me a few seconds to get this done. Anyway, you guys, I am so glad that I was able to have you with me and going on this journey. I see that we still have at least one set of eyeballs here. And if you have questions, and if you're watching this in the replay, please do leave a comment in the chat, because I am watching that. And I always do try to get back and respond to every comment. And I do read every single comment. So if you are on YouTube or Twitch or LinkedIn or Facebook or elsewhere, please, or X, which we are also live currently on, and you are doing a podcast and you're trying to improve your quality and you have any questions or you have any feedback on this video, totally open to feedback, because I only learn things from people who know stuff that I don't know. So that's how learning works. And I'm so glad to have you with me today. And I want to thank Peter Tinsley, and I want to thank Bill Fever for stopping by and saying hello. And I want to thank you, Christy, for giving me permission to use this podcast as subject matter for this video. And so with that, I want to say, hey, if you haven't checked out my video that I have up on my website, please do. That is at sparetimeismine.com. And I also have a TikTok and an Instagram and a Twitter account, or X, or whichever you want to call it, the artist formerly known as Twitter. I'm totally good with that as well. And I hope that you enjoy that as much as I do. That's what I'm going to call it forever, is the artist formerly known as Twitter. And especially if you are interested in building a website like mine, and or probably better than mine, because mine is still a work in progress. Check out sparetimeismine.com/AIO. That stands for all in one. That is your all in one funnel tool and builder for your websites and your sales funnels, or even your personal business card website, whatever you choose to do. If you want to build a website, it's only $25 a month for all the hosting that's on it and building your website and everything. And you just have to have a domain to tie to it. And once you've got your domain, you just lock it in and build your website. And it's simple. It's all what you see is what you get, and you will love it. And I guarantee that. Anyway, you guys, if you also need training in marketing, if you need help to know exactly why something isn't working or why something works better, you should check out sparetimeismine.com/$1. You will get, for $1, only $1, you will get 1 week of a trial of something that is normally $125 a month. You get 1 week of admission into all of the training and all of the training material that's in the back office for traffic and conversions. If you're trying to get people to come to your website, if you're trying to learn how to close the deal when people do come to your website, this is the place to learn that. And you'll get connected with a community that is loving and caring and building you up and teaching you everything from the ground up. So trust me when I say that all you got to do is spend 1 hour in one of these Zoom calls, and you will know why you need to stay with it. Outside of that, if you do hate it, you should totally cancel within that 1 week time, because they are going to rebill you at $125 a month. Totally worth it. If you don't hate it, you should totally do it forever and stay on it, because it's amazing. And in addition to that, every day at around 10 o'clock, Monday through Saturday, we do a reading of the 1 Year Bible reading plan. So if you go to readingtheoneyearbibletogether.com, you'll find all the information that you need for that there. Anyway, I want to tell you that there is still time left of today to make the rest of it awesome and the rest of your weekend awesome. And I hope that you will not only do that, but also make it awesome for the other people in your life. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.